Just
then
a
I was
little,
like, we go be rich.
just a little offline conceit before we start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. He is Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
You like how I emphasized this there?
Yeah, because
I
awesome.
and he. I care about pronouns.
I know you do. That is high on your list of priorities. It's like right there under diversity.
It really is. It is. It is under diversity, in my opinion. How you doing, Jack?
Yeah, I'm all right.
That's it. Just I'm all right.
I'm alive. Let's not get into my woes. How are you?
I'm alive. Let's not get into my woes.
Hmm.
Instead, let's talk about the woes of the world around us, shall we?
Oh, indeed. It's very woeful out there.
Jack, in one of those cases where, hey, we were right. We got the cause of death on next Benedict. This is the young trans person. Well, before we get to that, I want to thank Retro before the show for the 5 gift subs that went out. Thank you. And
Nice.
Cryptic, thank you so much for a night off. It was yesterday.
and there was a day off before that.
3 days before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not streaming when I shouldn't be. This is when I was supposed to be. I'm a little earlier than we have been lately.
Yes, in accordance with prophecy.
Which prophecy was that?
The prophecy where we do whatever the hell we want. Yes, I don't know. Nothing.
That is a real thing.
I'm not paid to think. I'm paid to be pretty.
Let's see. Can we? No, I'm trying to find a site, Jack. I had it open and then I closed it.
Oh, what did we learn?
I hate having too many tabs open, and I often don't pay attention to which ones I'm closing. Nuts, thank you for becoming a member for month number 9. So glad to I hope you're both all right. I am fine. I appreciate the thought.
Yes. How are you doing, Nuts?
How about this one? No, man, I can't find one I want to bring up on the screen. Okay. I know what to do, Jack. I'm going to go to my good friends over at CNN because they always do good stuff.
Oh, I hear nothing but the best from CNN anchors talking about themselves.
Man, the other day they got something wrong and it took 6 of them to write the article. I was fucking amazed. It took 6 people to write the wrong goddamn thing. It wasn't even a long article. It was like maybe 10 paragraphs.
Well, they're not real smart, so.
All right. Why can't I get that stupid? There we go. That's okay. I got it. I got it framed, Jack. I guess we should give the trigger warning, right? The S word's about to come out.
What? You're going to say slut?
I'm going to say slut a lot tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
The death of an Oklahoma teen after a fight in school has LGBTQ plus advocates seeking answers. Dun, dun, dun. By the way, the original headline for this was her death was found to be suicide.
Oh, oopsie poopsie.
Yeah. So, according to them, she took a toxic cocktail of Benadryl and Prozac.
So this is all Britney Spears' fault. She had that song, Toxic.
Yes, 100%. You know, Britney is this is why I said she needed that guardian she had. She is a danger to herself and others.
No, she's a sage. She was warning us. Don't you know that you're toxic? Toxically overchemicaled? See, that's the message there.
Thank you, Snubber. I don't see why it ultimately matters. Counting suicides as murder is their bread and butter. Well, you have a point there, but here's why it matters and why this is everywhere. Because the original telling of this is that she'd gotten beaten so bad, Jack, that she wasn't taken to the hospital. They didn't call an ambulance at the school. Her mom had to take, it was actually her grandma, but they call her mom. Her mom had to take her to the doctor, and she was all beaten. Her face was bruised to shit, and the next day she just suddenly died.
Oh no!
These trans phobes who hate her non-binariness. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, sweetie. You still look like a girl. They just hated her non-binariness so much that they beat her to death for it.
Oh no, for dressing like a 1980s preppy girl?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So you fast forward a week, and the original report comes out about her death, or at least the autopsy report, preliminary autopsy, which says that she did not in any way die from the fight. And
What?
then it comes out that she started the fight.
But she was still hate crimed, right?
She was hate crime. So you have this
Let's
girl
see.
who had been this victim of these trans bullies. They're so mean. They hate you for being different. Dead. That gets blown to smithereens because, well, it was all made up to begin with.
And she
But
started it.
then there's the toxicology report, and it comes out that she OD'd. And so now the new lie, or the next lie, as I put on my, I'm clever, on my thumbnail, is that it was suicide. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have no evidence for what I'm about to say. I do not believe it was suicide. Now, Jack, I've been arguing with a couple of retards on Twitter today about this because they don't believe it's suicide either. In fact, according to them, you can't die from Benadryl and Prozac. One said it would take 1,600 tablets of Benadryl to kill you, which, by the way, that would kill you.
Yeah, 1,600 tablets of pretty much anything will kill you. Now, did it specify that it wasn't like the Benadryl in the jar?
It didn't tell
Like
us
the
which
liquid?
Benadryl.
Because
No.
if it's the liquid Benadryl, kids use that to get high all the goddamn time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Back in September of 2020, the FDA had to come out and issue a warning because kids were doing what they called the Benadryl challenge, purposefully ODing. Now realize that there's two ways to use the term OD. OD just means you took more than you were supposed to. We typically use it as a way to say that person almost died because they took so much. But
Yeah.
any amount more than you're supposed to take is an overdose. And these idiot ass kids were taking too much and filming themselves in their zombified state, or having their friends film them in their zombified state from taking too much fucking Benadryl. But let me tell you, Jack, here's why I don't think it was a suicide. Something that was said in one of the early tellings of all of this from the police that is just being glossed over here. She passed out and ended up going to the hospital where she's pronounced dead as her and her mom were getting ready to go somewhere. Who ODs and commits suicide when they're getting ready to go out?
I don't know.
I think the idiot was trying to get high and mixing Prozac and Benadryl, two drugs that can kill you, with far less than 1,600 capsules. By the way, it takes, I did the math on this, 40. 40 will do it with just Benadryl.
Yeah, well, that depends on the milligrams that are in each tablet, too. You're looking at the
Yes.
average. We don't know what the milligrams of her Prozac was.
True.
Because
And
that makes a big, big difference, which is what the idiot you were arguing with didn't seem to grasp. Is she might have had a high dose Prozac. Maybe she's like super sad. I don't know. But the idiot that you were arguing with, it's like, I didn't OD on that. No, well, maybe you had 2 milligrams, you dumbass.
the you're right about that. The most common dosage, I guess, the most common pill size is 25 milligrams, which would take 40 to reach a gram, which a gram of Benadryl can kill you. And it gets the more you take it, your chance of death exponentially goes up.
Yeah.
I do not believe that this person who's getting ready to leave the house, like, hang on, grandma, I'm gonna go OD real quick before I put my coat on. Am I wrong to think is that out of the look? I don't have proof, so I absolutely could be wrong here, but is that like ridiculously bad thinking?
What likely happened was she was like playing with this stuff, and then either grandma said, "Let's go, we're going to the store." I don't want you left home alone, and the kid went, and then she happened to have too much in her system, or she was purposely trying to get high to deal with going out with grandma.
But
And
that's go ahead.
oh, and maybe she accidentally took too much.
That's not how it's being spun, though, of course, Jack. Besides the people who think this is a cover up to, I'm really not sure what they think, why they think that they're trying to cover this up.
They have a
What
narrative.
possible, what possible motive would they have for trying to keep from saying that she was murdered? I really don't understand. But there's a different thinking on this, and it can be summed up by the the Attorney General, uh, Gentner Drummond. Who names your kid Grentner? Why do you hate your children so much? Why do people do this to their kids, Jack?
They think making their kid have a special name makes them special.
My heart is broken over the tragic death of next Benedict. The medical examiner's finding of suicide makes it even more concerning that the bullying played a role in this terrible loss. Thank you, Snubbers. Also, didn't they blame libs of TikTok for this originally?
Yes.
Yes, there were several outlets that tried placing the blame on libs of TikTok because she made people hate trans folks. And this gets to go with it too. See, now they weren't beaten to death for being trans. They killed themselves because of the bullying that they got for being trans, Jack. That's even better for them. That's an even more tragic story.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. This really is disgusting. The police released a statement saying that they suspected from pretty early on that it was suicide. If they suspected that it was suicide from early on, that means that they probably didn't have a note. They probably found the empty bottles.
Yeah.
Because if they had a note, they would just go, yeah, we knew she left a note. We were just waiting for toxicology to make it official, which is not what they said. So now there's no note to tell us why this happened, but they get to make it all up. And instead, this is even better for them. Do you realize how dangerous it is to be trans out there? The bullying is so bad, it'll make you kill yourself, Jack.
Yeah.
Or a weirdo in high school fucked up and got too high.
It reminds me of that the guy that Booger played in Better Off Dead, where he was trying to snort everything, including the snow.
I loved when he snorted the Jello.
Yeah.
That has always bothered me because that's gotta hurt like hell if you actually tried that. I don't care what kind of 1984 programming they push on you. There were only two genders. That's true. But hey, you're not supposed to question those things. You're not supposed to question. You're not supposed to question this. What I'm doing right now, look, I'm not happy this child is dead. This is a child. She was what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
I'm not happy she's dead. I wish that she had better parenting that didn't lead her to be like this. But the truth of the matter is, she started a fight, and that's all we know. We don't know why. If this was suicide, we have no idea why. Maybe it's just the underlying effects that don't get looked at when they're like, yep, that's a trans kid. Because we know that's an issue. We just had that big WPATH thing that was released where they're like, yeah, this guy's suicidal. I think we're going to give him some drugs. Not for the suicidal thoughts, but, to make him think he's a girl. We know they do this. Maybe if this kid had gotten some actual help, this wouldn't have happened. I hate the people who are using this for their own personal, like this. It's probably the bullying. You have no evidence of that. None. You guys said this when it first happened. You ignored all the evidence. But every time after time, Jack, gotta have that. It's just so dangerous out there. Yeah, sure. Bullying played a role. Next was the bully, so I guess that's technically true. Again, we don't know. We don't know if we go with their bullshit of suicide, which again, I'm not going with. Then we don't know why it was done. All we know is that they took way too much Prozac and Benadryl, apparently together.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can chalk this one up to. I don't even know what is it supposed to be. What is the value in using this person to scare everybody over a very specific event? I mean, other than to scare people. This
I
way, you're
don't
not
know.
allowed to ask questions. You're not allowed to ask questions. This is a child who died. You can't ask questions about that. Didn't you see what happened to Alex Jones? This isn't even like that. She was getting ready to leave the house.
Yeah.
Who the fuck ODs and then leaves?
Real quick, thank you, Frosted Glass. Clearly, one of the transphobic bullies from the day before jabbed her with a pointy umbrella laced with a fatal amount of Benadryl. The Russians do it all the time. On the bright side, her nose probably wasn't runny at the time. There's
Yeah, I
that.
bet her sinuses were nice and clear.
Yeah, what was the street name for doing Benadryl to get high? Was that lean or cheese or something like that?
I
We
have
combined cold medicine with a regular drug.
no idea.
I remember it was a big thing a few years back.
I remember when it happened. Like I said, the FDA warning came out back in 2020. And it was all around that time that shit was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, newsflash, parents, your kids will use over-the-counter drugs to get high.
That's why you keep an eye on all the medications.
Yep, they're saying it was lean.
Lean, yeah, that sounds right.
You said cheesing, and the only thing I know that from is South Park with them sniffing the cat pee.
No, there was a thing called cheesing where you take cold medicine and you mix it with something else. I don't know if it was Tylenol PM or something else, but you took like Benadryl and mixed it with some other thing.
It is amazing the lengths that humans will go to not be in reality. Reality's not that bad, guys. Either way, called it. It was a drug thing. That was pretty easy to guess.
Yeah.
We saw her. She supposedly got kicked in the head repeatedly, and there was not a single bruise on her face. There wasn't even like any swelling.
Well, they were saying how she was dragged across the floor, and there were no indications that any of that happened. She even had said that there were just scratches.
Yeah.
So that's a bunch of bullshit. They're trying to spin a narrative, just like they did with Michael Shepard, to try and get victim points. No matter what, they're going to make this girl a martyr, but they need it to look good or believable.
Yeah, this is one of those times where you and I, it's not that we're that smart. You just have to pay some attention. The way they told us that she died, where she's getting dressed and ready to go out of the house, if you've had a concussion, that next day, unless you have to, you're not going anywhere. You ever had a concussion, Jack?
A couple times.
Yeah, your brain is pretty foggy for 2 to 3 days at least afterwards. But she's
Yeah.
getting ready to go out and she's putting on her coat when she suddenly passes out. Given everything we knew, the easy answer there, Occam's razor, they love to say that anytime they're misusing it. The easy answer there is drugs. Something drug related.
Most likely she got up too quick and all the blood rushed from her head. That's what it really was.
She just died of severe low blood pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
drugs.
There's the update on Nex. I hope they found whatever piece they were looking for if they were, suicidal. I just don't believe they were. I think this is just some kid trying to get high, and they're using this kid's death as a way to scare the shit out of people so you don't question the trans agenda.
Yeah, accidental overdose is tragic, but that's not something you should be trying to fit into your agenda unless your agenda is an anti-suicide or drug prevention message. This is an appropriate minimum.
Just so you guys can see the kind of people I deal with. This is one of the people. Oklahoma PD ruled the death of Nex Benedict a suicide by Benadryl and Prozac toxicity. Actually, the PD didn't. It was the medical examiner. The PD just read the medical examiner's report. Doc says this is what happened. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Ryan Walters, the Oklahoma State Superintendent of Schools, who hired Libs of TikTok, has had a long-standing feud with the Oklahoma AG Drummond. Not sure if anything is playing into it, but background: a lot of state GOP wants Ryan Waters out. Okay, one time it says Walters, the other says Waters. So whichever it is, thank you for the donation, Travis.
Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. The drug Americans call Prozac, which is fluoxetine, is not a safe drug to take. Just take. You're exposed to small amounts of buildup to your desired dosage. Even the usual pill size of 20 milligrams is not the starting point. It's usually half that. Yeah, they'll probably started with like 2 to 5 milligrams, which is what this other retard was talking about. But 20 milligrams is pretty powerful for Prozac. That is not a drug you want to mix other things with. But I mean, it says it in the warning labels. You're not supposed to take Benadryl with this. It says it in all the warning literature. Just type in the term fluoxetine, Fluoxetine, or Prozac, and it will tell you specifically right away. Don't take anti-congestants or decongestants with this. And it specifically mentions Benadryl or the chemical name of Benadryl.
Understatement, I did get your DM. I didn't get to watch all of it. We'll talk about that soon. This person goes on to say it would take 1,600 Benadryl. Remember, it only takes 40. This is 400 times the lethal dose, is what this idiot is saying.
Yeah.
Or sorry, is that 40 times? 40 times the lethal dose, not 400.
Whatever, it's still stupid.
80 Prozac to hit toxicity that high to lead to death. That's a fucking cover up. All cops are bastards. BLM, TLM. Apparently, this is Black Lives Matter related. Somehow. And somebody does ask them about this in the thing, and she goes, "Oh, she wasn't white. She was Indian." Okay, even if it was
Indigenous Lives Matter, then
yeah. What the hell would that have to do with Black Lives Matter?
And I'm sorry, the proper nomenclature is Indian. Indians live in a subcontinent in Asia.
I just wanted to point this out to you. This is a game dev who's apparently worked on The Last of Us, Borderlands, and Battleborn.
Oh, wait, did they work for Sweet Baby Games?
Probably. Thank you so much, Cryptic, who says, I blame Mickey for the one ring. Be nice to Mickey. Speaking of which, I did see Mickey. Hi, Mickey and Nuts. Hi, Nuts. How you guys doing? JB, thank you. 80 Prozac. Dude, what the fuck? That makes zero sense. Anyone with half a brain can figure that out. Well, you would think so, but it's amazing how many people are, you're so right.
There you are overestimating them, JB. You're thinking they're a normal person. No. This is a moron. Real quick, though, thank you, Travis Gardner. Why does every non-binary queer person have the same fucking smirk? I don't know. It's just something they work on.
Understatement asks, which pinky of hers was Indian? What, you don't believe the name Benedict is of Indian persuasion?
Yeah, it means runs with false heritage.
It means consumes too much. Anyway,
it doesn't know when to stop taking drugs.
That's not right. We shouldn't joke. This is a dead kid.
If it's suicide, that's a selfish dead kid. Oh wait, was that out loud?
I seriously, I do not think this was suicide.
No, I think it was an accidental OD for the same reason you gave. It's pretty obvious that she was planning on going out with her grandma or mom or whatever the weird relationship there is, the Alabama relationship. There was probably her routinely trying to get high and probably took her Prozac a little too soon or a little too late and accidentally mixed too much, and bam, dead. It's easy to do.
Maybe because she did get beat up the day before. She might have had some pain, Jack. Maybe she gets high on Benadryl normally, and she's like, "I'm really rough today. I'm gonna take a little bit more." There's a lot of ways this could happen accidentally.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh my God, Captain Tripper! It means 40th percentile in Apache.
Wow. Wow, that is.
We're gonna get the Indians mad at us now.
We can get everybody mad at us, and I don't give a shit. Over on the Streamlabs, got a couple backing up here. Travis, no, I did yours. Thank you, Devil Fruit. Since you mentioned over-the-counter drugs, did you hear that the abortion pill? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. That the Biden administration is trying to get in all pharmacies sends most women to the ER from blood loss. The side effects are downplayed, and I think this was a rush job too. I have not, but rushed pharmaceuticals? No.
What? Why would they ever do that? Oh, wait.
Especially when you can sell it as this is for the women. This for the women's. It's okay to kill the women's, Jack, apparently. All right, let's do the Trump story next.
Oh, sure. Real quick though, thank you, Ex Bubba Hotep. Maybe they did the lethals calculation with Keith Richards as the test subject.
Could be.
Yeah, don't take his advice on drugs. He's hardcore. And thank you, Frosted. I'm working on a script based on this incident, a trans man overdoses, which inspires his nephew with spider powers to fight crime. I call it Uncle Benadryl.
Very nice. Okay, Georgia judge tosses the find the votes phone call charge in the Trump case. Post millennial, you guys' ads, the way you do them, suck ass. You have the same ad run 4 or 5 times in the middle of an article, like you can see on the screen here. Y'all need to fix that. I don't know who did your coding, but it's garbage. Anyway, moving along. A phone call between Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and then President Donald Trump in early 2021 that formed the basis for criminal charges against Trump in the RICO case has been thrown out by Judge McAfee overseeing the case. McAfee threw out a total of 6 counts, 3 of which were against Trump directly. Now, in this, I'm not going to read the rest of this, Jack. He didn't say that there was no allegation of wrongdoing. He said, you guys made an allegation of wrongdoing. You just didn't really support it at all.
Yeah.
And if you want to fix it and take it back to a grand jury, you can go ahead and do that. I'll give you 6 months to do it. But the problem is the actual wording of what Donald Trump said. They're never going to be able to prove that Donald Trump asked Raffensperger and Kent, right? The governor down there?
Kemp, yeah.
Kemp, thank you. That he asked the 2 of them to find those votes. He said, we need time to find those votes. Talking about him and his team.
Yeah.
Let us find those. And they tried to turn that into, he said, you got to go make up votes, which isn't even close to what he said.
Hate fact. That's a fact, and they hate it. You're just supposed to give them rubber stamps to what they want. What kind of judge is this?
One that I still don't trust, but at least got this part right. Because this absolutely should have been thrown out. It's more proof that you can indict a ham sandwich in front of a grand jury. Because there was no crime here. They had to have presented the evidence to the grand jury, and the grand jury's like, yep, whatever you want, dude. Because all the grand jury is like, yeah, I want to go home. I want to play Call of Duty. But anyway, so we finally got one where the judge was correct, and yeah, tosses this out. As I said, he did leave it open for them to fix it, but I'll put it on the screen. You guys can read the actual count if you want to. We went over this. This is part of that. This is the RICO case that had all the nonsense, like he tweeted. Weren't 2 of them that he tweeted?
Yes.
He tweeted. How dare that fuck? He tweeted. That shows he was criminal.
That shows his motivation of evil.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch must pay.
But it's nice that they finally got one correct, right?
Well, that could be an outlier,
Somebody pointed this out to me, and then I saw it because I do follow Razor Fist, but I haven't been online. You might have noticed I haven't been online much, Jack.
What?
Apparently, Dylan Mulvaney.
I thought you were dead for like 24 hours.
No, I just wasn't here. We'll leave it.
It's like Monkey's not on the internet. There's something catastrophically wrong.
Yeah, not really. But Dylan Mulvaney apparently has a music video.
Did you watch it?
I only caught part of it. But Razor Fist
everything.
responded to it, said Dylan Mulvaney is like a female version of Ann Coulter, which
yeah, I saw that.
is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. And they are about the same manliness, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just mean.
All right, let's talk about some video games, Jack.
Vidya games. You like Vidya games?
I love video games. Which one is the one you were talking about? Is that the top one? Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the doo-doo. So we'll use this and we'll lead into the other. Don't worry, guys. For those of you who are here, even though it's not in the comments or in the title, if you're here for the Tate stuff, don't worry. It's coming. It's coming.
That's what she said.
Oh,
Which is part of the
God.
allegations.
Wow.
That took you a second. That was one of those grenade jokes.
I was moving this because this opened in the wrong screen, so I was moving it over and getting it opened up, and my brain caught it and took a second. All right. The feds are coming for extremist gamers. Department of Homeland Security and FBI are in dialogue with Roblox, Discord, Reddit, and others. Game companies are coordinating with the FBI and Department of Homeland Security to root out so-called domestic violent extremist content, according to a new government report. Yeah, noting that mechanisms have been established with social media companies to police extremism, the report recommends that the national security agencies establish new and similar processes with the vast gaming industry. This is another reason I don't play online games. You know how much trouble all it takes is one of them to find this account and be like, even though they're all named Ranting Monkey. Yeah, did he really say that? He's not allowed to play video games anymore.
Oh, he's got the wrong thoughts.
Get the wrong thoughts. He's bad man. Bad man.
He probably once said something positive about a Catholic. Ugh.
Look, if these companies, because look, these companies do monitor what goes on in there. If you guys don't think that they have people listening into what you say, you're just wrong. Does that mean they're always listening? No.
Just assume they are. Otherwise, the second you think they're not listening, they're totally going to be listening.
And for the record,
you dropping an F-bomb or something.
This isn't us telling you to, hey, be careful about how you break the laws. Do not break the law.
No, obviously not.
But for instance, let's say you're talking about, I don't know, next Benedict a week ago, and you said, yeah, this wasn't related to the trauma. That could have been at that time, Jack, a reason to kick you off for having wrong think.
Yeah, how dare you have the wrong ideas? What are you, a fascist?
So then they take that, and now the government is getting involved. So if they're listening in, the game companies themselves are listening in. I mean, it is on their service. I don't like what they kick people off for, but I don't necessarily have a problem with them listening in. It's kind of creepy, Jack. But let's say one of their mods is listening in to Call of Duty, and suddenly they hear, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to kill that bitch. I have no problem with them going, we need to call the police. You know what I mean? What I do have a problem with is this extremist language. Can you define that for me?
MAGA, Trump, let's go Brandon. That's all MAGA language. Yeah. Extremist hate.
Snubber, thank you. FBI calling gamers extremists, journalists lying again. Wikipedia closing articles and editing them. Gamergate is back on the menu, boys, and Jack isn't in charge of Twitter this time. True.
No, I've never been in charge of Twitter. Oh, you met that other guy.
Not Jack. Not Jack.
Yeah, not Jack.
We'll just call him Jack off because it actually works.
Yeah, he's no longer around.
He just looked like a jack off, man.
He did. Seriously douchey one that would hang out at like coffee shops and talk about his Buddhist faith and try and pick up chicks because they're like, oh, I'm gonna get all live, pray, love, and they're all hairy and shit. Yeah. I may have built that scenario up a little bit.
If you can still grow all of your hair and you shave your head and grow a massive beard, you're a douche.
Yeah.
And I'm just basing that on all the douches I've ever met who look like that.
Yeah. The only thing he was missing from the douche package was a handlebar sideburns. Those big, long mutton chop things.
Oh, yeah. You could show me just a picture of his face and I could have guessed he wore Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he smells, too.
Yes, absolutely. Like clove cigarettes and poop.
Yeah. Like any other hippie. Hey, patchouli, why don't you get out of here? Nobody wants your kind around here.
Dutton says, I feel attacked, Monk. Look, if you can grow a full head of hair and shave your head, you're an idiot. That is just way too much work. Keep it short, sure, but why would you go through the trouble of actually shaving it?
It sounds like a lot of extra steps. I don't know.
Especially if you're going to grow a big ass, I live under a bridge beard.
Yeah, it's the combination of the homeless beard with the bald head. Like if you're gonna just shave your head, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna shave your head and then grow a big stupid beard and do like a cancer patient version of ZZ Top, that's weird to me.
Dunn says his buzz short, not shaved. That's fair, but Jack had his head shaved for a while. Like
Yeah,
actually shaved down to the skin.
he was trying to go with the Buddhist look, and it just doesn't work with him.
He looked like
it made him look like a leprechaun.
he looked like the monk from Diablo 3, the male monk. Except for that guy's beard was white, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played.
Yeah, and that dude probably looked 8 times more badass than that hobo.
Yeah, true. All right. So anyway, our gaming companies are working with the FBI. I'm gonna get Waco, Jack. Fuck.
No, you're gonna get Ruby Ridge. You don't have a compound. What are you talking about?
I don't want that. I like my wife.
Right?
I don't want her shot in the head. Anyway, yeah, these fucking assholes. They have mechanisms to share and receive domestic violent extremist threat-related information with social media and gaming companies. Isn't that what they told us about, what they did with Twitter and stuff? And they're like, no, actually, they were like, that guy was mean to me.
Yeah. Just like same excuses are given for spying on parents and Catholics. And, we're rooting out extremism. No, you're rooting out anybody you don't like.
Yep. And look, maybe they're not even that deep into it yet, but we've seen what they did with social media.
Yep.
It's where they go. This should not be a thing.
It's always a moving goalpost with the feds.
All right. So we have that, Jack, but we also have our good friends at Sweet Baby Inc. That is such a gross name for an adult company.
Doesn't that totally sound pedo? It's like they're trying to do some weird parody of Sweet Baby Ray's a delicious barbecue sauce and make it into something pervy. Because it's even got like a lollipop in the logo.
So they're still mad about how much attention Sweet Baby Inc. got. We'll review that case in 1 second. JB, thank you. Fun fact, I bought this puzzle remembering the 90s with a collage of different pictures, and one of them is Waco, Texas. Laugh my ass off. Had to buy it. Have to, Jack, please. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, JB.
Yeah, I would have to buy that too. I like doing puzzles. I haven't done one in a long time that wasn't meant for 4-year-olds. Thank you, Cass1. I just sent my closest friend over the Rainbow Bridge a few hours ago. I got her when I was 20 and I'm 33 now. There's more of my life with her in it than I can remember than not. A heart was not made to feel such pain. Hug your loved ones, please. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's horrible. Yeah. Love them while they're there is the only thing I can tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my family never leaves me without hearing how much I love them. Because did I ever tell you the last words I said to my brother? I told him to go fuck himself. He hung himself a few hours later.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, I learned my lesson there. And we were just joking around, so I really don't feel all that bad about it, but it always has, been in the back of my mind. Those are the last words I said to him. So, yeah, nobody leaves without me telling them how much I love them and how much I hope they're okay.
Yeah, before Mom's stroke, she used to do that every time one of us would leave the house. She would say, "I love you," and we just got in the habit of that. But she did that because one of her friends lost her kid in a drunk driving accident.
Oh yeah,
and they had a fight right before she left, and the kid said she hated her, and she said, "Fine, whatever," and shut the door. And that was like this massive complex that developed out of that. My mom was like, "Dude, I'll never say that."
Lady Monkey went to the office yesterday, so she was gone all day. I was not well because I have a is it abandonment issues at that point?
Oh,
I don't
maybe.
know that's so yeah, scarred. I'm scarred, Bubba. Exactly. That has really shaped my whole life. And several people, I appreciate the kind thoughts. It was a long, long time ago. It's still not a great thing, but I've learned a deal.
Yeah. Well,
But
I mean, like separation anxiety would be an
that's it.
obvious development from that. Yeah.
Separation anxiety. That's what it is. I have severe separation anxiety. But anyway, let's talk about Sweet Baby Inc. And seriously, Chaos One, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, we can take your mind off of things for a few hours.
Yeah.
So, Sweet Baby Inc. is this video game company, kind of. What they do is video games are like, okay, we want to make our game really gay, boring, and stupid. Is there a company out there with DEI in its objective that can take this game that could be interesting and just shit all over it to where my fans will hate it? And that's what Sweet Baby Inc. is. And they've kind of blown up because a couple of weeks ago, it came out that there's this group. They have a Discord too, Jack. It's not
Oh,
just on Steam.
a Discord. Oh,
Yes.
son of a bitch! Right-wing extremist Christian nationalists.
They've just been pointing out the games that these people have been involved in, which these people have on their own fucking website. Now, there's a few of them that have come out that they don't have listed on their website. People have found them in the credits of the game. But for the most part, it's not like it was a secret. However, since they made a curated group on Twitter, on Steam, saying, "Hey, these are the games that Sweet Baby Inc. made. You might want to avoid them." They're like, "How dare you harass us?" That's literally it. These people pointed out these are the shitty games that these assholes were involved in without saying it that way. And these assholes got all up in their feelings about it.
Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
And so they went after this group both on Discord and on Steam, and reportedly they've had to change the moderation tactics. The group themselves, not Sweet Baby Inc., but the group that's saying, "Hey, these are their games," because some people go in there and say like gamer words, Jack.
Oh no,
They're dropping F slurs and stuff like that. Hey guys, don't do that.
that's counterproductive.
And there was a story all about like they had to change their stuff, but they still haven't been kicked off.
Why would they
So,
be kicked off for making a list?
oh, because it's harassment, Jack.
It's not harassment to say, "Hey, you worked on this."
Oh,
That's called a resume.
it is harassment when you know you're involved in shitty stuff and that you're the reason, or at least part of the reason for it being shitty, and people are pointing it out. Yeah.
Oh, well, you sons of bitches, how dare you do that to us? I got nothing. That's fun. This whole thing is stupid. These people are creating the Streisand effect for themselves by doing all this crap. They're just making it more popular. This will blow up into like another Gamergate if they keep this shit up.
Thank you, Chaos One. Is acknowledging what Sweet Baby Inc. does harassment. I think for them, it's much like the difference between a violin and a fiddle. The difference is intent. Want to suck their girly cocks? Well, step right up. Disgusted by what you see? Double plus ungood. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a filthy bigot. Probably a MAGA supporter too.
Again, on their own website, they have most of the games listed that they've worked on, including the big name titles like Spider-Man 2, God of War, and what was the other big one? Suicide Squad. Man, Suicide is just
supposed to
becoming
notice these things.
a topic tonight. I gotta be careful with that. Well, the wonderful folks over at Kotaku, Jack, they have some stuff to say about this.
Of course they do.
Because
sounds a lot like yeah.
Speaking of Gamergate, it's all the same players and all the same stupidity.
Of course it is. Look, the Kotaku people, they need ad revenue coming in because all the investor money is gone and they're all about to fold. So all those stupid journalist sites need to create controversy to get income. Same with like the Mary Sue, all the investor money and what's the venture capitalists have realized these guys are bad investments and they're not paying off, so they're just not giving them any more money. They've got to gin this up to raise the clicks on their website again.
If you aren't sure this is a harassment campaign, just take a look at the content. You mean them pointing out that these are the games they made? Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Look at how many sock puppet accounts flock to comment on posts. That's not content from them, though. Just to be fair.
Yeah, that's other people doing that.
Yeah. Look at the language in these comments. Look at the images they're sharing, the way they're manipulating pictures of women. How dare you? How do you know those are women?
Yeah, how do you know how they identify, you bigot?
They might have doctor? They might have a throbbing cock where their vagina used to be. Or made out of forearm skin. Does that make it still foreskin that it's made on the forearm?
Yes, that's how it's foreskin.
Okay, all right.
And it might be a masculine vagina. You don't know.
You don't know. Look at how when men do speak out and there aren't enough, I fucking see you. Shut up. How less intense their comments are. How little those comments focus on the way they look. How their faces aren't shoved back at them to mock. Apparently somebody's new to the internet. Yes, people will fuck with you in any manner that they think is going to get to you. That's what trolls do. The best way to deal with a troll really is to ignore them. Because it takes away their power.
What?
They're there for a reaction.
You got to call them out and say, "Hey, you're mean to me," and then tattle to the teacher. Right? That's how this works. And then get the cyber police on them.
And if that doesn't work, call their parents. Right,
yeah.
CNN? Jaeger Pony, thank you so much. Just turned 40 as the clock struck midnight. Cheers to you, Jack in the chat. Here's hoping for a good year. And then the rest is private. And that's very kind of you to say. Do you mind if I share that with Jack later? Jaeger Pony, it's your birthday. Around here, we do this. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jaeger Pony. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. Hope you have a good one. 40. Damn youngins.
I remember 40. I was in the hospital that day. Thank you, Jaeger Pony, for the very generous donation.
Okay.
Yep.
He just told me he shared it with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very kind. Very kind.
Yeah, it's very kind of you, man. Thank you. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much, man. I hope you had a good birthday. Or going to have a good birthday. So do something exciting so we can pretend we did it.
Indeed.
I love birthdays, man. It's always fun when people have birthdays. You get cake, maybe go out and have pizza.
Between today and the 22nd of next month, we have 4 birthdays in the family.
Wow. Yeah, my birthday's coming up too, don't forget. On the 26th.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, over the next month and a week, 4 birthdays.
Yeah, because the best is having a birthday in springtime because the weather's good. You generally don't have too shitty weather outside, and like March, April, it's awesome. And you get to go do stuff. You can do stuff outside. Your options are unlimited. You get a birthday in like February, you're fucked. There's snow everywhere. It's shitty out. Nobody wants to come over.
Excuse me. I thought you were going to keep talking, so it's like, yeah, go ahead and yawn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something and interrupt me.
Chicago Mike, thank you for month number 8 as a member of the channel. I appreciate it. Hi, Monk and Jack. Hello. Hope you're well.
Hi, Chicago Mike. Oh, I'm glad to see so many people renewing their memberships. It's awesome.
Nut says mine is next month. Yeah, there's a whole lot of us April babies in this chat. Or
yeah,
at least there
used to be. 9 months prior to that.
Yeah, what is 9 months ago? That's
is that July?
July, August, around there? Something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be July. So a lot of 4th of July people getting it on.
It's hot, man. Everybody's taking their clothes off. That's what happened. All of our parents were getting naked, and they were like, mind if I put that in there? And mom was like, I guess. And then we were born.
Yeah, see, Johnny, you nailed it. Nothing like having a birthday when it's -30. Yeah, fuck that. Nobody wants to come over for your birthday. But you have a birthday at like Chuck E. Cheese in the beginning of or the middle of March. Everybody will show up because they're like, it's pretty nice out. We could go out and enjoy the crappy pizza and those silly games. You know, David Buster's for us adults. But kids' birthdays are awesome because they always have fun. Kids always have great birthdays. You got cool toys. You get, especially if you're like 8 to 10, that's when you get all the cool toys.
All right, go back to our story here. Where are we to do that? We'll just restart the. Look at how when men do speak out and there aren't enough, I fucking see you. How less intent their comment is. How little those comments focus on the way they look. How their faces aren't shoved back at them to mock. And then look at how they treat POC creators. Can we go back for just a minute? We were talking about men. How did it suddenly become a race thing? She didn't say when white people speak out, people are nice to them. She said when men do, and now it's like, now look at how they treat the Negroes and the Hispanials and probably a Jew or two as well. I think you're thinking of the Democratic Party, honey. Black Dynamite, thank you. If Adam and Eve are the first human beings, then why are they depicted with belly buttons?
I don't know, but there was always a conundrum. If you find Adam and Eve locked in a block of ice, how would you tell who they are? Because they don't have belly buttons. That's a good question. Maybe they had umbilical cords as like safety straps in the Garden of Eden, so they couldn't go beyond the boundary.
Well, I mean, if you're using the biblical thing, then God would have created them in his image. Maybe God had a belly button.
Maybe
on him it's just a dent, and that's what he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make everybody have this. That's where they're gonna get their food from when they're babies.
Maybe it was like a hood ornament. It just looked cool. He's like, that's a design feature because if a big smooth belly looks a little weird, so he's breaking up the negative space there.
Yeah.
It's Bad Boy 2K XXX's birthday.
Bad Boy, around here we do this. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bad
Boy 2K XXX.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Really, really do. All right. Anyway, look at how they treat POC creators, writers, and developers. Look at the messages they've been getting, the way these people speak about them. Do you think it's a harassment campaign yet? No, because we're talking about Sweet Baby Inc. They're not actually developers. They're interlopers.
You're an interloper.
Look at how they justify their behavior, claiming that requests to take down a hateful page is harassment, how it's worthy of threats, of slurs, of dogpiling. Oh, God, we're back to the dogpiling. I haven't heard that in a while on the internet.
Right? I thought that term got kind of like thrown away.
Look at how they try to spin, distort, play the victim. Really? Look at how they're trying to play the victim. How it's, where are we? How they play the victim. Look at how they parrot the same points. It's textbook. Stevie, you're right. It's exactly the same playbook as Gamergate. It's 100%, yeah.
Well, you recycle what worked for you in the past to get those sweet, sweet ad dollars in.
Yeah, this is fucking insane. And this is Alyssa. This is why she's mad about people making fun of her. I'm just going to put it on the screen. I'm not saying shit because I'm not that kind of person. I would never point out how ugly this woman is.
Oh, dear God. Wow, it's like Carol Burnett got into a bad car accident and got reassembled by those big brain people from the pilot episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, this will surprise you.
Is that too specific? I feel like that one was a little specific.
Pretty spot on. Senior editor at Kotaku, formerly worked for Games Radar. Bylines include Jezebel. What is this one? New York Video
I'm getting
Game
called a
Critics
nerd now.
Club. Yeah, so more games journalists just being lying shitbags. So it's bringing Gamergate back, 100%. Apparently Sargon was right. He just didn't need Trump to say it. He needed some guy to make a fucking list mentioning that these people worked on these games, which they brag about on their own website. That's all it really took.
This is the stupidest fucking controversy since Barbara Streisand didn't want her house photoed.
Yeah.
Like, what a non-story. Like, somebody made a list of all the games you worked on. What if they were a supporter of you? Granted, this person probably was not. But what if
They totally
were?
are not. They're totally not. There's no question about that.
Yeah, but it could easily have been somebody that was just listing all the games that you worked on because they liked what you were doing. And you're getting all bent out of shape over a fucking list of your work. That's weird to me. Makes no sense. Only in the modern era can something this stupid become a controversy or a controversy for you Brits.
This shit is just insane. They're making a big deal out of this. And the reason is, I saw one article, Jack, telling me that this wasn't a big deal. These people are all bent out of shape. All these people don't do what you think they do. All they do is work on inclusive stuff. Actually, it doesn't say that. What it says is that they don't do what you think they do. And then it goes on to say, people who don't like this just don't like inclusion and diversity.
Maybe they don't like the ham-fisted way you idiots do it.
If that's not what they're doing, why would people be upset with them? Why would those people be upset with them? Makes no sense.
No, look, it doesn't have to make sense. These people are tards.
Anyway, oh God, we can't even talk about that one very well. Yeah, there's a New Yorker article, Jack. New York, freedom of sex, the moral case for letting trans kids change their bodies by trans person. I'm just going to say that because
the way that title read sounded kind of pedo-y.
Well, it's amazing as you read it how many times psychology from the 1960s comes up.
Pedo bear approved.
It's basically them using pedopsychology to say that kids should be allowed to cut off their wieners.
Jesus Christ. Kids are stupid. Why would you let them make life-altering decisions? Oh, yeah, because they're a bunch of perverts out there trying to push this shit. My bad. I figured it out.
Oh, grown up.
Can I? You make such adult decisions. Oh.
He responded as, what's the problem? It's their body, their choice. And they were being serious. And somebody goes, so you'd be okay with kid prostitution? And said, no, that's illegal.
A lot of these people need to have their hard drives checked.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them do. And probably destroyed before the FBI adds to their ever-growing list of stuff they jack off to when they're supposed to be catching predators.
Right.
All right. We're not actually going to watch this video because it's way too long. But we got to talk about the tickety talk, Jack.
Oh, Christ. I'm so tired of this fucking nonsense. Real fast, though. Somebody I'm not tired of hearing from. Thank you, Mr. Dax. The funny thing about woke businesses is that they openly admit that they think woke is good, but they also try to hide away their wokeness.
Yes.
Probably the zebra thing. Be part of something, but don't stand out. Yeah, they want to be able to scream their own praises, but you cannot criticize them. And they will just, I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's amazing how often they're like, we didn't do that. By the way, this is totally what we do.
It's the whole libs of TikTok thing. How dare you point out what we say and do to people that don't like us?
So TikTok, for those of you who don't know, we just saw Joe Biden talking about them at the State of the Union. The House of Representatives just passed a bill to basically ban them.
Yeah, it's stupid.
If they refuse to divest and let some other company take it over, an American company take it over, then it'll be banned in the United States. It's going to the Senate where it's facing some pushback from people like Massey, people like Rand Paul. Look, TikTok is trash, but what they're trying to do here is a bad idea.
Especially when you read the bill and
Yeah.
it says they can shut down any website at the president's whim based on foreign influence.
And that's what Massey gets into a lot in his speech. I'll throw it into chat if you guys want to watch it.
He's not wrong, and that's why this is a terrible bill. He gives the president dictatorial powers over the internet. All they have to do is accuse you of being somehow foreign influence peddling, and your website's gone.
Yep. And so there's a lot of people who are upset tonight because Biden said he would sign this bill if it comes to his desk.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that this will come to his desk. It passed the House with only 68 no votes.
Yeah.
Out of 435, it was like 68 no's.
Yeah, they love power over there.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is so anti-American. I thought it was a new Patriot Act.
Yes. And again, we don't like TikTok around here. It's Tumblr for the new age. Jen just mentioned, can you imagine if Libs of TikTok had started with Libs of Tumblr? That would have been great. Right. But it's a cesspool of liberal bullshit. And so much of it is just trash.
Yeah.
But I do believe in the First Amendment. I do. And that means people who say stupid shit should get to say stupid shit, even if I disagree with it.
Yeah. And all the complaints they have about her or about TikTok are the same thing that Google and Facebook and old Twitter do all the time. They collect your information and they sell it. They collect it for their own causes. Just because the Chinese government's doing it, you don't have to use TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the fact that, we get the Chinese influence here because they're dirty little commie shitbags.
Yeah.
And you can point to and go, and look, there's a clear way that they're influencing stuff. I see that in our social media. I see that in Facebook, in old Twitter, and even some still today. Here on YouTube, that kind of commie shit's all over the place. Why are we pretending it's something different when it's on TikTok?
Right.
But no, we can't. It's TikTok. We got to shut them down. No, that's the wrong way to handle this. Keeper Dam, thank you. I think that TikTok should only be regulated and maybe reformed, but not outright banned. Not everyone on there is a crazy leftist. People such as the Lady J are good. She calls out racism and sexism on both sides. Well, isn't that Hannah chick on there? That really cute chick, that ugly chick called ugly?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely got, you know what? I'd rather look at her than Massey.
Yeah, that Hannah chick is smoking.
She's cute as shit, man.
Oh,
we should bring her up and we'll talk about her because that story. But anyway, this Lives at TikTok, or not Lives at TikTok. This banning of TikTok is asinine. It's probably going to pass. It'll probably get shot down in the courts, though.
Yeah, because it's totally a violation of the First Amendment. It's an overbroad reach of power. Somebody's going to get their website shut down and sue the shit out of the government and win at the Supreme Court level. Hopefully, if we're lucky, if we still have a republic at that point.
Thank you so much, Gen Z. Evening Monk finally caught you live. Not to be too sappy, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate the show. I've been unable to work for over a year, and listening to you and Jack talk about life has helped keep me sane. Love listening to you guys. That's very, very kind.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, absolutely. And if our silly little show helps you in any way, I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely. I appreciate people my show helps.
Yeah, I don't know how to adequately say thank you for stuff like that because that is really kind.
That's why I went to a joke about Keffel's nonsense. You weren't here for that, where she pats herself on the back for people she helps. Like, are you fucking with me? I appreciate everybody who tunes in. I'm happy if we can help you.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes us feel good to hear that we're doing something for somebody. because this is fun.
Indeed. It's the hardest job ever. You're a
Oh my
pussy.
god,
Shut up.
I still can't believe that retard said that. This is the hardest job ever, dude. I'm sitting in my kitchen in pajama pants talking to a monkey.
Yeah. It's really, really rough.
Yeah, it's a rough life. It's a hard knock life
It's a
for
hard
us.
knock life for us.
That dude has never worked a real job in his life. And I mean like a manual labor job where he actually had to do some sort of backbreaking work.
I'm trying to find the group of pictures. Oh, here it is.
Oh, while you're doing that, thank you, Evolved Potato. I do have to disagree with a little of what you guys said. No other app like Google or Twitter or any of them can access and control your entire phone, including any calls or banking apps, even if it gets deleted. It should be banned, but it is worse. Yeah, well, you have to tell people the horrors of what things like that could do. Plus, my Android phone probably could do all that stuff, so Google probably technically could. But yeah, I don't trust any app for that matter. So don't do stuff on your phone that you don't want the Chinese to sneak into because they're crafty little bastards and they'll figure it out anyway.
Yeah, unless the Chinese are making your phone, if they can stay on your phone after you've deleted them, that is a problem with Google. That is a problem with Apple. That's them. How the fuck are you allowing something on there that shouldn't be there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And pretty much if you don't do your research before installing an app, that's on you. Unfortunately, we've all made stupid choices with apps. So it's just like, clicking on a random link that you get sent to you like a phishing scam. And anything that's even partly owned by the CCP, you probably don't want it anyway. Not only is it not going to work right, but it's probably spying on you.
What we do want is some Hannah in our life because God, she's adorable.
Yeah, she is.
She's just adorable.
She is. And did you notice the theme in all these photos?
Yeah, the Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, she's obviously got some kind of sponsorship deal with them.
And I don't care.
I don't care either. She's adorable little girl.
Yeah, she's some redneck chick, and she went viral because some ugly chick from India or something like that, like, this girl's too masculine and her accent should be outlawed. She's got a deeper voice, but she's got that thick Southern girl accent.
Yeah, she's got that hardcore drawl. Was she from like Southern Texas or something? Or
Yeah, I forget where
Mississippi?
she's from.
She's super cute. And
she's adorable.
yeah, she's like 20. She plays with guns and she's cute. And she could probably repair your car.
Yeah.
She could definitely out hunt you. And I don't care. I don't care. I like tomboy chicks. So I don't really have a problem with any of these pictures. She looks super cute in all of them. She's got a really cute smile. She's got nice eyes. She's got that long dark hair. She's got decent sized boobs. A little big on the thighs, but we can work on that.
She's got muscular thighs. This girl is muscular.
Yeah, she's muscular.
Did you see the video of her catching the fish by hand?
Yes, and it was awesome. And I would be on shore going, "Good job, honey." Woo!
She picks up this fish that clearly weighs more than her and is fighting her. But this woman's like, she's so manly. American women are so manly. I don't know how you look at this and go manly.
I don't either, because she doesn't look manly. Yeah, she goes noodling, comrade, like you said. Oh, she's 28. So okay, so yeah, she looks really good for 28.
Our resident hater said that we just like her because she looks young. Actually, that's why I'm not like sexually attracted to her, because she does look too young for me. She's 28 and she looks too young for me now, Jack. Damn, I'm getting old.
Yeah, you fucking lazy dirty old man. You're not even a good dirty old man, you know that?
I just find her adorable, actually. And she's got a nice body, of course, but
yeah.
It kicked off a huge controversy with some people going, yeah, she's really manly.
I had to look up what this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And others would like, no, she's perfectly feminine. It's become a tomboy fight. But anyway, you're gonna say.
No, I wasn't paying too close attention to this at first. It's like, what? She's just jealous because the girl's pretty. The other chick's not hideous, but she's very like average with a lot of spackle on to make herself look pretty.
Yeah.
So she's probably like a 3 without all the makeup. And this chick is naturally pretty. So the drawl kind of annoys me. I'm not gonna lie.
I
But
like a nice southern draw.
uh, I tend to like mentally, and unfortunately, this is a bad habit of mine. I know, so don't at me about it. I don't fucking care. When I hear somebody with a hard southern drawl, it makes me think they're retarded. And I know that's not the case. It just my first instinct is, oh, he got dropped a lot. So it's a little obnoxious, but it's not that bad with her. So I was watching some of her videos and I'm like, it's fine. It's not even that
She's
offensively
cute.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good looking woman. Her accent's a little obnoxious, but you know what? I would get used to it. I don't really care. This is just an uglier chick being catty with some chick trying to find flaws in her. And I like tomboys. I don't really give a shit about this.
Thank you, Uncle Sam is Homer Simpson, who says, stand up to China. Nobody invades our privacy but me. Looks over at Google and Facebook, and maybe the Bay. And thank you, Frosted
Right?
Glass, who says, I'm confused. I thought we hated strong women. Look, I
Um,
think most American boys, as we were growing up, there was the tomboy in your neighborhood that was, you'd date her if she'd let you.
yeah, and you'd put your wiener in her because she was probably going to do dirty stuff. It's the Laura Croft effect. You know, you're like, wow, that chick can do a lot of stuff guys could do. It's kind of hot.
I want to share this post because the 4 pictures we just looked at, somebody said, do you notice the trend here? And this guy, he says, this and circles that. And it got a community note pointing out that that's the mons pubis. That's a vagina, homie.
Yeah, see a vagina there.
And somebody says, a vagina, is this your first time seeing one? And he had to call in backup.
Oh, of course he did.
He's so unused to vagina that he's like, by the way, that guy's also a flat earther.
She's one of them Globus.
He's a flat earther who is unfamiliar with vagina, which, I mean, it happens.
That does correlate quite well.
Seems to be a theme, really.
Somebody just asked us about Macy Watkins, and I had to look her up. She's kind of cute. She's not hideous. She's kind of tomboyish. I don't know anything about her beyond the images I'm seeing right now, but see, the problem with fooling around with tomboys is they can hunt you.
I just don't understand why we can't just have women leave each other the fuck alone. There was no reason, and I realize what you said. I wish I could find the other girl. I can't at the moment, and don't really care that much. But I don't find her attractive at all. She has very sharp features, which I'm not a fan of.
People.
She points to like Melania Trump. I don't think Melania is all that hot. I think Melania is
So I find Melania attractive. Probably more so 20 years ago.
She's got that inbred European look.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with that. I like softer features.
Yeah, I get what you're going for. It kind of depends on the woman, honestly.
Sure.
I am very inconsistent on these things because some women have more angular faces and it works really well for them. Others don't. Like you look at like Sarah Jessica Parker, she has that same angular side features on the cheeks. But you look at her head on and you're like, oh my God, it's a Monet up close.
Hey, Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse.com. Check it out if you've never checked out that. Is that website still around?
I don't know.
I fucking loved that website. It was great. I've never found, I thought Sarah was kind of cute in not in Footloose, but in Girls Just Want to Have Fun with her and Helen Hunt.
No. Helen
yes.
Hunt has the same issue. Like from certain angles, she looks fine, and the other angles, you're like, your face is very large.
I think you like small faced women.
I just like small women, preferably with Asian eyes.
All right, moving along. Yeah, that's the Hannah update. I hadn't even planned on talking about that, but It is amazing to me watching the arguments that pop up online. And this one has become a real red pilled kind of thing, because there's red pill guys out there going, yeah, she ugly. No, she's not. Stop it. She's a very nice looking young lady, and she didn't do anything to deserve any of this. She was just living her life, and some uppity bitch was like, look at how manly this chick is. Have you seen Dylan Mulvaney? Anyway, what else do I have going on here today?
I saw that music video and I almost cried. It was so bad.
We're not going to watch a bunch. We're just going to watch this one clip. The Mr. Herr was up in front of the house yesterday, day before. Maybe it was yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean Monday, not or Tuesday, because today's, what fucking day are we on now?
This is Thursday now, Monkey.
So he was there on Tuesday, I believe. And testifying about his report on Joseph R. Biden.
Oh my God, this is getting embarrassing for the lefties, man. They're trying so hard to make this an exoneration thing, and at the same time, he did nothing wrong, while he's not mentally defective.
Yeah,
is this the Diapol clip?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, dude, we got to watch that one.
Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and play this one. This is Jim Jordan, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, questioning Mr. Herr.
You know what this is? It wasn't just the money. It wasn't just $8 million. It was also his ego. Pride and money is why he knowingly violated the rules. The oldest motives in the book, pride and money. You agree with that, Mr. Herr? You wrote it in your report.
That language, and it does appear in the report, and we did identify evidence supporting those assessments.
Whoops.
Oopsie poopsie.
So it wasn't a whoops. I didn't realize I couldn't do that. He did it on purpose. Because when this report comes out, what we hear is that, look, he didn't really mean to. If you listen to her, it's because he's a doddering old man. But the narrative that the left is trying to spin is that, no, it's just he didn't realize that he even had this stuff, or that he did that wrong. It was, what are you talking about? Yes, he did. He absolutely knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And since when is breaking the law without knowing it? Since when is ignorance an excuse?
When you're a rich, powerful man.
Yeah, if you guys are caught doing 35 and a 25 and you didn't realize it was a 25, they're still going to give you the ticket.
Yeah, because you're a peasant and you don't have any political pull.
Because it's up to you to know that you're not breaking the law, despite the fact we have way too many laws in the book, Jack.
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid ones, too.
But this isn't even one that's like questionable. This is not the first time this shit has ever come up. Joe Biden's a complete douchebag, and we all know it. And he got away with it because of Mr. Herr here, who's trying to have it both ways. Because instead of just going, yeah, he should probably be indicted for this, he's like, I mean, he's an old man. He's a sweet old man. Oh God, it's Jayapal, dude.
Yes, Peter, Schrodinger's competence.
Yes, yes. Well played. Oh God, I hate this woman.
I know. She's a tard.
All right. I forget her first name. This is dumbass Jayapal, and she's now doing the one questioning. I have not even seen this clip, Jack, and I haven't watched the whole thing because it's like 6 hours long.
Oh, dude, I tried watching I'm so fucking bored.
Charges are warranted in this matter.
Correct.
So this lengthy, expensive, and independent investigation resulted in a complete exoneration of President Joe Biden. For every document you discussed in your report, you found insufficient evidence that the president violated any laws about possession or retention of classified materials. The primary law that you analyzed for potential prosecution.
Wait. He knowingly had this stuff.
Yeah. Let it play out. This is her talk.
Sure, I will. I'm just very curious because we know from the telephone call that the reporter tried to delete that Joe Biden is like, I have the classified stuff downstairs. He said those words.
That's not the narrative. This is a rewriting of history for proper consumption. See, the rubes they don't understand.
And as vice president, that's not something he's allowed to have had, and certainly not as a senator, because some of the stuff was from when he was a senator. Anyway.
Was part of the Espionage Act, 18 U.S.C. 793E, which criminalizes willful retention or disclosure of national defense information. Is that correct?
Congresswoman, that is one statute that we analyzed. I need to go back and make sure that I take note.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted. If Bruce Campbell played Mary Tyler Moore, wow.
Wow.
You're not wrong, though. All right.
Of the word that you used, exoneration. That is not a word that
I'm going to continue with my questions. I'm going to continue with my questions. I know that the term
I ultimately reached.
I know that
whether
the term
sufficient evidence existed such that the likely outcome
you exonerated
a conviction.
I know that.
Wait, they insisted to us that Trump wasn't exonerated. When it came out, hey, we don't recommend prosecution. They didn't exonerate him.
Well, that was Orange Hitler, not beloved Biden.
The term
willful retention has a Mr. Hurd, it's my time. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's your time.
I did not exonerate him. It's my time. Thank you.
I really do hate this about how the House and Senate work in these things, because he's trying to clarify something that she said that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this. I think this is my time. And both sides do it. They do it so that they can try to get their sound bites. But Jesus Christ.
And she knows that everybody from Rachel Maddow on is going to be like, see, even JPL said that he was exonerated.
I know that the term willful retention has a particular legal meaning, and I want to make sure that that meaning is absolutely clear to the American people before we go any further. As you wrote in your report, to prove as a matter of law that the president, quote, willfully retained any documents, you would need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt two elements. First, that the president knowingly retained or disclosed national defense.
He did. He knowingly retained and disseminated that. He told it to the biographer.
Hate fact.
There's a fucking recording of this.
That'll get buried with the January 6 tapes and Epstein's client list.
This is his ghostwriter who was recording it, so he had the notes. And this happens a lot with if you're talking to a reporter or if you're using a ghostwriter or something like that. They're going to record what you say so they can go back and reference it.
And get it correct. Yeah.
God, what an idiot. Yeah, first you have to knowingly that's, and her suggesting that her suggestion is not that this didn't happen. He said that we couldn't convince a jury, not even that there's not evidence of it. We just can't convince a jury of it.
Yeah, because they get Biden on the stand, he's going to look like a confused old man.
Yeah, they just don't give him his drugs that day, and that dude's not all there.
But he can have the nuclear codes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So yeah, it did not go well for them. Okay, I guess it's time. Andrew and Tristan Tate went to jail yesterday, Jack.
Indeed.
And they went to jail because the British put out a request to have them extradited to Britain to face charges for sexual related crimes. And it turns out the reason that they did this is because they had what they said is evidence that Andrew Tate was planning on leaving Romania. And it turns out that their evidence of him leaving Romania is Aiden Ross.
I believe the word you're looking for is fleeing the country.
Fleeing the country, yes. Do I have that video? Oh, did I? Please. I did. I did.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
So I want to make sure So, for those of you who don't know who Aiden Ross is, he's a fucking Andrew Tate nut hugger. He's been trying for years to hug on to different nuts in different communities, and he finally landed right in the nut sack of the Tates, and he's blown up pretty good for it, Jack. Although he's a retard. He
obviously, once you see this clip, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy's dumb.
He's a fucking retard, and He likes to pick his boogers and eat them on stream.
Ew, what? I thought that was a joke.
No. There's video of this dude picking his nose and eating it.
Gross. It's bad enough you're
Yeah.
picking your nose on stream. Like, shut your camera off for a second. But don't eat your fucking boogers. Gross.
Yep. So Booger Eater, he's talking to his audience, and this happens.
Andrew had hit me up. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big." And I'm sorry. He said, it's basically now or never. So, and this is just, I told you guys this year, it's a week of content, right?
That's all we really have to see. Yep, he just told the entire world that Andrew Tate told him he's going to be skipping town and never coming back.
Like, in what universe did this dipshit think this was a good idea? Not only to read private DMs, but to tell everyone the guy's planning on jumping bail. Like,
oh god,
that's the stupidest fucking thing this guy could have done.
Understatement.
If he ended up going to the Tate's house, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy disappeared.
For once, me and Understatement agree on something in the realm of the Tates. He says, I really don't get why people trust him with secrets. Me neither. This guy's a fucking idiot. He is just dumb. He's the one that, God, what was it Destiny convinced him of? Oh, shit. I would have to watch the Willie Mack video again. It's about people who, it's the Sneeko video Willie Mack did about the people in Sneeko's orbit. There's a sex snippet on Aiden Ross, and it is funny as fuck. The guy's he's just a dumbass. He's actually stupid.
Okay, guys, this is not advice, but hypothetically, if you were ever going to skip town on a criminal case, do not tell the dumbest person you know, okay? Or the blabbermouth. In fact, don't tell anyone. Just do what you're going to do. If you have to include anyone, include the trusted people, not some fucking retard that might read a message on the internet. What a tard, man.
Yeah, I haven't got to see Aiden's response to all of this. But
yeah, he should be. Look, they have some very zealous fans.
Yes.
This dude better learn to lock his doors and look outside before he goes out, because he is probably going to get his ass kicked for this.
Well, remember Andrew Tate, he's intimidated people before just for pointing out, the truth about him. He's kind of like Sweet Baby Inc. He doesn't want people knowing what he's actually done.
And I get that. I mean, but really,
remember this guy was mean to me, and then a black SUV showed up outside of his house, and now he's nice to me. Good luck, Aiden. They're going to find pieces of you.
Yeah, if he's got enough zealot supporters out there that are willing to do dumb shit and get themselves in trouble, you might want to watch your back, man. That's dumb. Snitches getting stitches is a known thing, and you just snitched on somebody who did not like being in Romanian jail.
Yeah.
With good cause. Nobody wants to go to jail in fucking Romania. They believe in vampires, but not child spanking. It's a very confusing place. Don't go to prison there.
Do I follow Ryan Garcia? Not that I'm aware of. I do not.
People are so dumb. I don't know who Ryan Garcia is.
Name isn't familiar to me at all. But anyway, yeah, they were only in jail for like 24 hours, right?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to it. I just saw this hilariousness.
Yeah, they were, as far as I know, that this wasn't related to the main case against them there in Romania. In fact, if they are extradited, it won't be until after the Romanian trial. But I have a feeling that they're going to have a very short leash after this.
Oh yeah. Their bail consideration is probably getting under review. And they're probably going to have to get their home searched for other passports again, stuff like that. Any money they have access to is probably under very tight scrutiny now. Their life just got a lot shittier. So,
well, why the fuck would you tell anybody that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Especially somebody that's obviously going to read it and is a dipshit.
Yeah, I'm not sure of who Ryan Garcia is a boxer. I see that. I'm not familiar with him based on his name or his. He looks familiar, but I can't say why. Anyway, all right, Jack. Also with this, apparently Ethan Klein was on with Fresh and Fit today to talk about Andrew Tate. I caught the very, very end of it, and I caught the very beginning of it. The very end, Ethan is acting like a child. How do you make Fresh and Fit look smart, dude?
Well, it's Ethan Klein.
It's Ethan Klein.
He
Ethan,
wears something called Teddy Fresh, dude.
He starts like singing, and instead of actually engaging at all, he's just being a child. At the beginning, I mean, in fairness, he's asking Fresh and Fit, what would it take for you to, what evidence would it take for you to believe that they did anything wrong? And instead of answering that, they're just like, he didn't. I looked in his eyes, man. I can tell just by looking in his eyes that he's not guilty. In fairness, they also said, and I read the reports. Then you didn't pay attention to him, because I mean, it's literally what he's bragged about doing. But don't worry, Fit, with his spray on hair, he can tell if somebody's lying by just looking in their eyes.
Is he a psychic?
Psycho, maybe, but not a psychic.
Is he telepathic?
He can just tell. He can just tell.
Yeah, he's got telepathesis.
I didn't get to watch. No, Fresh didn't say. That's exactly what Fresh said. He said, I've looked him in the eye. He literally said those words. I only watched about 20 minutes of it because I had to get ready for the show. If I get bored enough, I guess I'll watch that. I have so many things on my list of things to watch. There was a new Willie Mack video today.
Oh yeah,
damn you, Willie!
And your inability to say the plural of woman.
I did watch that when it dropped on Vosh. God, Vosh is even a bigger douchebag than I thought. Fuck.
That's pretty bad, because I know how we feel about him, and dear God.
Well, in the last video, he points out, God, what's the hell's the name of that guy? I forget his name. But somebody that was in Vaush's Discord there's a girl in the Discord who's a known adult who starts talking to this guy. And he starts talking back to her. And then she goes, I'm 14. He says, I can't talk to you sexually. And they take that, and Vaush tells the whole world that this guy's a pedophile based on that.
What?
True. A year later, this guy's like, dude, could you please tell everybody that that's not true? And Vaush's like, fuck you. We have all the evidence of it. And that's where it was left at the end of the last video. In this video, we find out a year later, the guy jumps onto a stream where Vaush is and is like, dude, could you please apologize for what you did there? And Vaush is like, I don't think we did any. I don't remember any of that. What?
Wow. He should sue for defamation.
I would 100% do it.
Oh, absolutely. That is 1,000% defamatory to call somebody a pedo when they're not. And
especially
you're not
when
joking
you know,
about it.
when you know you don't have that evidence.
Yeah, you could give an opinion like, I think that's kind of pedo-y.
Yep.
But
Now,
to definitively say I have evidence of this, that's another story.
I have evidence that Vaush is a pedophile. In his porn folder, he had drawn lolly. He had lolly porn. He is attracted to children. That's what a pedophile is. So me saying that, I have the proof of it. The whole fucking internet has the proof of that. He got turned on by drawings of children.
Those were goblins, right?
I thought it was a short stack goblin. I love big horse cock. That dude's a fucking tragedy. Anyway,
I find him creepy.
The new Willie Mack one also took up some of my time, and that's Willie's fault. He's got to stop making such good videos. I enjoy him too much. Yeah. Anyway, what else do we have today, Jack? You wanted to talk about something.
Oh yeah, that second article in the.
Oh yes. I read the headline and it didn't kick off until. Yeah. Okay. This is kind of disturbing. Do you want to tell the people about this one, Jack?
No, I like to surprise people.
I don't want to read this.
You want me to read it?
Sure, if you want to. I just don't. I don't want to read
All
about
right.
burnt penises.
This is from the National Pulse. It's, Biden indulged in 10-minute rant about country clubs and burnt penises during a special counsel testimony.
Time out. This is all coming up because with the her testimony yesterday,
Yes.
they released parts of the transcripts of Biden talking to her, and we do find out that Biden couldn't remember when his son died. He did get the month and date right apparently, but he could not remember the year. But anyway, Jack, I'm sorry. I just wanted to. This is why we have as much as we have. We still don't have the full thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No.
burnt penises. Oh, just wait for it. All right,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Jack.
This is rather long, so bear with me. And Monkey, if you want to cut it short, just say so. So, her HUR, it's an Asian name, asked Biden. So now let's talk about the Naval Observatory. So you've been living there for 8 years. So at the end of your vice presidency, what kinds of papers or documents or files were at the Naval Observatory where you, as you were preparing to leave and move out? And this is the national file saying the president began to respond substantively, but quickly spiraled into a bizarre and unhinged tangent comparable to the iconic Simpsons scene where Homer Simpson's father indulges himself in a winding story that ends up nowhere. Which, when I read this, was like, that nailed it.
All right, Buck. Let me make sure it's there. You go, guys. Go ahead.
I don't know if I can do the Biden voice through the whole thing. So, well, if you're talking about anything that was a substantive matter, classified or otherwise, you know, the fight in the Judiciary Committee or whether or not I was the guy who wrote the Violence Against Women Act. It was...
Stop. We're 2 sentences in and he's already just off on a tangent.
Oh, it gets so much worse. Have you read any of this?
Just bits and pieces of it.
Oh, dude, this is going to be so educational.
It's the second sentence.
It gets a lot worse. I'm not underselling that. This is all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
My mom has dementia, and she's more coherent than this because she just sticks to like short sentences.
All right, go ahead.
It was really meant a lot to me. And so they might find stuff on the Violence Against Women Act in one section of a drawer or in the shelves of the library or of the Naval Observatory.
Stop. None of that would be classified.
Well, I imagine there's pages of it like hidden throughout, like clues in a Nancy Drew novel. And you have to assemble them all, and then you get the the Violence Against Women Act. Yeah. Or issues, you know, relating to, I know it's going to sound strange to you guys, but agriculture is a $4 billion industry. Agriculture is a $4 billion industry in Delaware and the Delmarva Peninsula. And so, or, you know, I'd have a lot of political things that I don't know where they were, but I know I had material that where I, you know, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff around about how what made me run for president in the first place and about how things were, you know, I mean, for example, I got a job with I don't take law school very seriously, but I won the international tort competition. I was in, matter of fact, the first time in tort class, we had a really difficult professor. I mean, very well-known professor at Syracuse. And he called on me to, you know how they do in law school, discuss a case, you know, in our first torts class? And I never read the case. And I stood up and I spoke for 10 minutes. The whole class stood up, started clapping.
Jesus Christ. Do we know if he actually won that competition?
I have no idea. I've never heard this story before. I'm pretty sure he made it up on the spot based on a dream.
As we know, he absolutely lied about his college. We know he was at the bottom of his class. He was what, 6th from the bottom?
Yeah.
But he stood up and he just told them all, and they all clapped.
Yeah, there is a link to the transcript in there, which I'm gonna download for future hilarity because we should absolutely do a reenactment of this sometime.
Thank you, Vouch, who says, of course, there's no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need a horse cock, of course, cock. grab the lolly and slam the day away. Indeed.
Ew, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's spot on for him. All right. I just looked it up, and I'm trying to see if this actually says he did win that or not.
Depends on who owns the website.
This is from Reuters.
Ah,
Biden's tort recollection was met with skepticism by Notre Dame law professor Derek Muller, who posted on social media on X that in history of American legal education, no classroom ever responded to an ill-prepared classmate monologuing for 10 minutes with a standing ovation.
yeah, I've never heard of that. Oh,
No.
Thank you, Alan, who says, morning, Jack. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well. Thank you.
Anyway, you want to read more?
Yeah, hold on, I lost my place. Switched browsers accidentally. The transcript notes there was laughter among those in the interview at this point. Biden continues. And he said, Mr. Biden, you'll be a hell of a trial lawyer. He said, not a single thing you had to do with that. And the transcript denotes laughter. Yeah, because they're all like, what the fuck is he talking about? Biden continues. But at any rate, but in law school, I got in law school and I got, believe it or not, a job offer from some prestigious law firms. I was not sure where I wanted to go out west and where. I wanted to move to Idaho, I thought. And so I was going to go out and interview with Boise Cascade.
He wanted to pull a Randy Weaver?
Apparently. He
was going to go live on a mountain and give the mountain goats. Oh, good morning, Alan. Thank you so very much for that. Good morning. He was going to go give standing ovations to mountain goats.
I'm pretty sure this is from a movie, but I bet Jimmy Stewart did this at some point. I'm a lawyer out in the sticks. Yeah, see?
I sang my way across the Swiss Alps.
Yeah, it was right before he went out to Green Acres, because that's the place to be. That's all I'd really. But I took a job with the best known trial firm in Delaware in mostly civil defense issues, and I remember a guy named Redacted, phonetic, a brilliant guy that went to Amherst and Harvard and said, when he was interviewing me, said in those days you had to. Today, you would be killed.
What the fuck?
You had to put your photograph in the upper right corner when you're applying for a job. And he looked at me and said, I assume you're expecting to be hired on your looks. Once again, the transcript denotes laughter. And I said, and I thought the job was over. And I said, well, it would improve the look of your firm.
Can we stop right there? Because we see a Joe Bidenism here that has been true his whole life. And apparently it's sticking with him in his dementia. The guy is just a braggart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you know he was doing that Biden's Joker smile?
Yes.
I'm so handsome. I would improve the looks.
I'll make you look better. He tried to diss me and I dissed him back. I'm so smart.
And then I made your mama joke.
He's got the most fragile ego.
Oh, a lot of these politicians do.
And I hear you, but especially after hearing about how fragile Trump is, which there's some validity to that. How Joe Biden gets away with this. Dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, just do push-ups.
The lies about his college all came up because he thought somebody was questioning his IQ.
Yep.
Evolved Potato, thank you. Okay, I haven't found an international tort competition. I found an international moot court competition, but that started in 2017. Don't worry, it exists in Joe Biden's head.
Yeah, it's headcanon for his life story. Those present respond with laughter again, according to the transcript. I mean, I was just... So anyway, to make a long story short...
Too late.
Yeah. They ended up offering me a job. And in Delaware, it used to have the lowest pass rate in the country because we're not big on encouraging lawyers to come and play in Delaware. Lawyers, come out and play. Sorry.
Hold on one second here. Thank you so much, Bubba. Oh, damn it. I thought it would be loaded by then. Can we get a reminder of what the question was?
It was about what he had at the observatory office.
Yeah, what kinds of papers did he have as he was preparing to move out?
Don't worry, it eventually might circle back to no. It's a very tight bar.
I bet he got the best score on the bar ever.
Yeah, he did.
On the bar exam.
Nice tight bar. Oh, so tight. And so what happened was you take the bar, you graduate, and you have to clerk for somebody for 6 months. Indiscernible. It says indiscernible.
Wait. Do you take the bar before you graduate?
I think you do, actually. You can. I don't know about back then. This was 50 years ago. I think the rules probably have changed.
I mean, your legal education is to prepare you for the bar, at least in part.
Well, I think you take it right before you graduate. It's sort of like taking the ACT in college. Because anybody can take the bar. You don't have to actually go to college. You're just probably going to fail it.
Anyway.
They don't give you the bar exam until the middle of September. You don't get your results here for the bar exam until January. And so I got hired in the meantime by this firm appropriately named Prickett Ward Burt Sanders.
Why is it appropriately named because it was named after the guys who started it?
Yeah, I don't know why Burt Sanders had his full name, but Prickett and Ward did. And to make a long story not quite so long, I was sitting second chair with the guy who ran the firm, Prickett, Mr. Prickett. And there was a young man who we were representing, redacted, phonetic, getting and indiscernible. Construction company. You know, I had to turn those. We have more oil refineries than any place other than Houston and Delaware and Pennsylvania. Indiscernible. Up in that area. And this poor kid is down a 100-foot vessel chimney, scraping the hydrogen bubbles off the inside. They were made to shut the plant down once every whatever, about 8 months or 6 months or a year or whatever it is. And he was wearing the wrong pants, wrong jeans. And a spark caught fire and got caught in the containment vessel. And he lost parts of his penis and one of his testicles. And he was 23 years old.
This was about the possible classified documents he had?
Yes.
Does he have classified burnt penis docs?
I don't want to know, honestly. If this story is true, I feel really bad for that guy, though.
Oh, so do I. I mean, burnt penis doesn't sound fun at all.
No, you're working in a shaft and suddenly your dick's on fire. Yeah, that's a day ruiner.
Dude, I used to get growing pains right where your hip meets your pelvis. Mm-hmm. And mom one time, like, here, put some Bengay on it. And I did, and my penis ended up touching it. And that burn was more than I ever want to know about burned penis in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I sat through his presentation with the senior that we had in Delaware, which is the DuPont family had no influence, of course. Contributory negligence. What? If you were slightly contributory negligence, you were out. And so the senior partner turned to me and said, write a memo for tomorrow. We're going to make a motion to dismiss after presenting this case. So I did. I wrote this memo, and son of a bitch, it prevailed. And I looked over at that kid and his wife, home with 2 little kids, and I thought, son of a bitch, I'm in the wrong business. I'm not made for this.
I really have no idea what the fuck this man is talking about here.
Oh, it was the style of the time to wear an onion on your belt.
Remember, they bragged up that he has 5 hours over 2 days. Imagine how much shorter it would have been if he just answered the fucking question.
Yeah, this is probably like 5 questions in.
Jesus.
Can you imagine how like what's your name? Well, it was back when I was little Joey that my dad said gays are okay.
And can I just say that reading this or hearing you read it, I understand why hers like there is no jury in the world that's going to convict this guy.
Yeah, because they'll forget what the question was by the time he's done answering.
I mean,
Like, this is-
I don't like that that's what's done. And he probably still should have been charged, but he absolutely they'd have just been like, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know what's going on.
Can you imagine being a judge trying to redirect this? Like, you need to answer the question. I am answering it.
Yeah.
It's at this point. Oh, sorry.
Ben Gay on your balls is just bad. Well, as you can imagine, with the location of where that's at, it got on there too. But it was the ween that really, really hurt.
Yeah,
But
you
go
get
ahead, I'm
that
sorry.
near your pee hole, and you're gonna have a day ruined, and a wiener that's on fire.
And that is how I learned about roaches, right, Bubba?
Yeah, rubbing my leg hair is my superpower. It's at this point that Biden transitions to discussing the administration practices of private country clubs in Delaware before explaining his decision to become a public defender. I might stop reading those texts because they're spoiling it. And
Sure.
There was a famous club called the Wilmington Club. No blacks, Catholics are allowed.
He was Catholic.
Yeah, but the Corn Pop couldn't join.
Yeah.
Have been
him and
allowed
Corn
to be
Pop-
members.
Him and Corn Pop joined together to fight the power at that country club.
Yeah, Corn Pop had to slather on a lot of makeup, though.
All right, keep reading. I'm going to be muted for a second. I'm refilling my drink, but I am here.
Okay. The DuPont family name, yeah, seriously, it just says that. Like, no blacks, Catholics are allowed, have been allowed to be members. The DuPont family name. We went to a place called the Wilmington Club, and he thought he said, take the lunch at Wilmington. I said, the only thing I've ever lied about that I can remember looking somebody in the eye, and I mean sincerely, I said, oh, my dad's coming in today. I was going to see. Okay. He didn't give a damn where I went. I walked across and walked through to the basement of a public building, and walked in with a guy named Frank. And I said, I want a job as a public defender.
It wasn't me.
He said, don't you work for Prickett? He said, are you okay? Like, what the hell's the matter with you? I quit and became
And everybody in the room was like, yeah, I'm wondering that same thing.
Yeah, no shit. I quit and became a public defender. The process was that what's got me. I've been involved in the civil rights movement. That got me deeply involved in trying to reform the Democratic Party, which has a Southern Democratic Party. We were a slave state by law. We were one of the border states that we couldn't figure anyway, but the Democratic Party was a conservative party in Delaware. The DuPont family ran the Republican Party, but they were like Rockefeller Republicans at the time. So I got involved with a group of people trying to reform the Democratic Party.
What? I'm so confused what he didn't. Do you think at this point he just really didn't remember the question, so he just kept going?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that happened at the first sentence. And the whole point of telling you all this, it's unrelated, as I had a lot of material that I kept notes on, and whereas I was taking on the Democratic Party, and they came to me and asked me to, this new Democratic coalition, I had, in the meantime, it's 2 years down the road, I was 26 years old, 27, and I went to work part-time for a criminal defense firm, mainly, a real estate. There were 5 people.
Stop. A real estate criminal defense firm.
No, a criminal defense firm, mainly. A real estate. There were 5 people. It's like listening to the Ring video, isn't it? Like if you were describing the Ring video, there's a ladder and some spinning and a girl, and there's a mirror. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Understatement says, tell me some of this is on tape. I mean, this is the transcription. I'm imagining they taped this.
Oh, Dear God, I hope it's recorded. I want that to come. I hope Trump declassifies that day one.
Anyway, sorry.
Real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. Listening to this is giving me a stroke. Reading it's making me feel like I'm having a stroke. And thank you, Frost.
Go ahead. Do your thing first.
Thank you, Frosted. I would pay all the money to see Joe having a long conversation with the Neuralink GED lady.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
When it comes to reading an actual transcript, often it can sound disjointed, but not like this.
Yeah, this is a whole other. There's idioms that when you're reading it, sometimes you don't figure out what they were saying, what they were trying to say until the end of the sentence because it's a local colloquialism. This is not that. This is a person with mental decline.
Yeah, you'll often find me and Jack do this too, where we go to say something and we realize in our brain as we're speaking that there's a better way to put it or there's a better example. So we'll stop and switch to that, but it's still related to what we're talking about. This just sounds like you're flipping the TV, playing that old game to see what kind of thing you can make by flipping the channels and the words lining up. You
Yeah.
ever see people? Yeah, I mean that's what this sounds like you're watching, and instead this is one guy trying to answer a single question. Did you have the documents?
No, this is the most important man in the free world answering this.
True.
This is terrifying and hilarious at the same time.
Like a spirit box. Yes, kind of.
Yes, this is absolutely a spirit box session. Equally nonsensical. And so I was no longer a public defender because I couldn't be a public defender and work for that firm. And one thing led to another, and I joined this group to try and to reform the party. And they came to me, and I was making the case, we've just got to get more candidates to run to. We're not represented. And the southern part of the state of Delaware will talk at you like this. For real, you go down. You think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Damn, boy.
They're not looking at you because they think you're joking. They're wondering what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, you think I'm joking.
And by the way, we know from other parts of the transcript that he did this quite often. They were clearly looking at him like he was retarded. And he's like, you think I'm joking.
Or it's because they're laughing because he's making no goddamn sense.
He does this in real life too. We've seen it with reporters before. You think I'm joking? No, I think you're retarded.
Yeah, I think you have a mental decline, and it's kind of funny, but it's very tragic at the same time.
Indeed.
So he quotes here, damn, boy, I don't agree with a damn thing you say. But he said, I know where you stand. Know where you stand. That's how they talk. And it was solidly Democrat, Southern Democrat.
In Delaware.
Yeah, Southern Delaware. We were the only state in the nation occupied by the military for 10 months with drawn bayonets at every corner when Dr. King was assassinated. That's really what got me going.
Did they have bayonets?
I don't know. For 10 months? That seems unlikely.
In 1968?
This is the first I've heard that. But I'm not a Delaware historian like Joe is.
Fix bayonets, boys. They're coming up over the hill.
Well, was he worried about the redcoats? Because he's pretty old. Long story, and I'll end because it relates to maybe some of the other things you may ask me about. Is that I had a lot of material that I did recent. It says recent. When you're the youngest guy in the room, you get to turn the lights on and off.
What?
That was one of my favorite parts. Like, that is so random. I am going to work that into a conversation just for no reason.
We still have bayonets. I know we have them, but when does the National Guard fix bayonets when they're standing on the corner? Help! I just have never seen them even on U.S. soil since the Civil War, fixing bayonets on U.S. soil.
10 months.
For 10 months. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jack. This would definitely go well with, do you even have a GED?
Right? And so I amassed a lot of material making the case why the party had to change, and they And it ended up about 10 months in, the group from the area where I lived came to me and said they wanted me to run for the state senate. I said, no, I can't do that. I'm thinking of starting my own law firm and it's going to, no, I can't do that. And because they met in Dover and da.
Yeah, this is another one that is a completely nonsensical bunch of words. But he's started trying to say this recently that he never even wanted to run for politics.
Oh, yeah. Well, little Joey did. Big Joey did. They were in conflict in his brain box. And then next thing that happened was I was back about 3 weeks later. They said, we want to the office that I was in at the time. I had to now start my own office, and I didn't realize no one my age ever started his own law firm. I hired 2 lawyers. I had no freaking money, but I hired them and paid them more than I was going to make. And I started this firm. And there, I remember standing looking out over the public, and they said, how about running for the county council? I'm pretty sure he watched Daredevil. And he thinks that he hired Matt and Foggy.
He was standing out looking over the public?
Yes,
like
looking over the public, surveying the masses.
Like a dictator up in his castle?
Yes, and they yelled up, and run for county council. And he's like, okay. I said, no, I can't go down. He said, whoever he is, they meet right across the street there, only twice a week at night. You can do this. So to make a long story short, I ended up doing it, but I wanted to be sure that I was going to lose so I ran in a district that no one's ever won. A Democrat had never won. And I won it. And the next thing you know, I'm in a tough position. Like David Carradine?
Yeah.
My generic point was that there was a lot of material that I had amassed that I wanted to save. I probably still have it somewhere, and so that stuff would travel wherever the hell I was.
Jack, I could have given him that if he had said anything about amassing documents throughout that entire rambly nonsense.
What was that video game where you play the blob that rolls around and collects objects? It's a Japanese game.
I know what you're talking about, but it's not one I play.
That's how I'm picturing this. It's a fun game for like 5 minutes. So at this point, Hur interrupts Biden. The special counsel steered the conversation back to the relevant question of document retention. Hur said, do you recall having these types of things with you at the Naval Observatory? And this was part of the stuff they were trying to move out. No, I had most of it at my house in that office, Biden finally answered.
So he knowingly had that stuff at his home.
Yes. But I don't know if it's the rambly shit from the long ago when he was at a law firm, or if this is, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about now.
I really want to watch video of this.
I absolutely do too. We would analyze it like one of those serial killer videos.
Oh, I would
confession videos where they're like being interviewed by the cops. It'd be like that.
I just absolutely would enjoy watching it. Just because I think it's funny as shit.
Did I tell you about the guy who burned his penis? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Why the burned penis came up, I have no idea.
He wanted to tell a story about something. I don't know. So an hour tangent that had an actual answer of a single sentence. Yep. My brain hurts now. This is what we do for you guys because it amuses us.
Sorry, I just saw a Twitter. This is why I don't go on Twitter usually during the show and see comments. I got into an argument with an idiot earlier who the meme came up with a trans person, and then 1,000 years from now, if they were dug up by an anthropologist or an archaeologist, they'd be like, "Oh, that's a boy or a girl, right?" And somebody said that if you take hormones during puberty, they wouldn't be able to tell because it'll change things. And so I went and looked up because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not true. And by 8 years old, this is according to the National Institute for Health, by 8 years old, there are clearly differences between the male and female pelvis. It
Yeah.
changes a lot more after puberty, but by 8, it's already there. And somebody's like, if you think about 8-year-old pelvises, you're disgusting. Like, it literally from the National Institute of Health, dummy.
I like how they tried to get a gotcha on you.
Yeah.
They failed horribly. Yeah, it was called Katamari. Thank you, Colorful.
Yeah, several people put that in there.
Thanks, guys.
But
I
you started
couldn't
reading,
see
so
chat from having that screen up.
no, you're fine. Yeah, that whole rambly mess of his is just insane, and that's the guy who has the nuclear codes. That's the guy I'm supposed to believe is at the very least as spry as Donald Trump.
He's never been more coherent, according to who George Scarborough said that.
Oh yeah, Joey, that guy's a fucking retard.
It's so sad that this man can create like peace treaties and tariffs and select who we're going to war with. This should terrify every American or American ally who is an Article 5 nation, because we're fucked.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I brought up the last one. We're gonna have to save that for tomorrow, Jack.
Okay.
It worries me that this is our president, and as great as it is for us to see this and get proof of what a fucking lunatic the guy is, the whole world gets to read that same stuff.
Yep.
You think anybody is going to take him seriously after reading that?
No.
The world respects us again. No, they know there's a doddering old man in the White House.
Yeah, that is an opening for people that hate us or just mildly don't like us. Our allies are going to be like, we cannot rely on them.
Can you imagine what the conversation was like when he shit himself at the Pope, or when he's talking to the Pope there at the Vatican? Do you think that when Biden actually said the words out loud, because I'm positive he did, I shit my pants, the Pope just thought it was part of the rambling that was already going on?
He was already so tuned out. He's like, what's that weird smell?
Did you just say you shit yourself? There was a burnt penis. You even got a GED. Trump's campaign should have this transcript performed on Broadway. Somebody who does Joe Biden parodies should just read that.
I'm sure the Italians are already working on it.
That Italian video was great. Did you see SNL? They took a shot at Biden. Ooh. And I forget what the skit was, but it wasn't even funny, and it's barely a shot at him. Like, no, the Italians got him perfect.
Yeah, the Italians have done a couple of those now, apparently. So
and fuck you guys. He's our idiot. We'll make fun of him. You have Macron over there married to his stepdad or whatever. Did you see?
France.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, that is France. Did you see Macron is upset because people keep saying he married a man?
Yeah. Who was it that came up with that? Candace Owens?
Was it?
Yeah, because she said, I stake my reputation on that or something like that.
Yeah, he actually came out and had to give a statement about how hurtful it was.
She's like 70.
Yeah, he didn't marry a man. He married an old lady.
Yeah, she was one of his teachers when he was like
She groomed
15.
him. Yes, he was one of his teachers. They met when he was 15 years old, and she harbored feelings for him, but she put that aside for a while.
Until he was old enough to...
Anyway, we'll make fun of the world leader. Who is the PM of Italy? Does anybody care?
It begins with an M. I keep wanting to say Marconi. I know that's not right.
Right.
It's some chick. She was kind of into Elon, I think.
I should know this, but I'm an American. I don't have to.
Yeah. It's not Mussolini, for the record.
Not anymore.
No, they kicked his head off. Maloney. Yeah.
Maloney. There you go. Okay. Someone Italian. You would think, but who ran Germany for a long time? Anyway, we're going to wrap up there, guys. I want to fire up the game channel. I haven't done it in probably a month now, Jack. We'll see what happens, but otherwise, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Sorry for scaring you about your president, but that's the guy in charge. Anybody you know that supports Biden, just give him a printout of that.
Yeah, it's all so sad.
And then listen to all their reasons that they won't vote for Trump.
Yeah. Because Joe Biden's bringing normalcy back. Yeah, if you're a dementia patient.
I'm not telling you guys to vote for Trump, but I am telling you don't vote for Biden. Please don't vote for that man. That guy needs to be out of office.
Let that man rest.
I downloaded the PDF. This is gold. Will you send it to me, Frosted?
Yeah, I can send you the link. It's in the article.
I closed the article already.
Oh, yeah.
I still have the link to the article.
The side link.
Well, I never remember where I see stuff. You know how it is. But guys, thanks for joining us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. We really, really appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to chill out?
No, I haven't been able to finish anything lately, although I'm making significant progress toward getting a video done. So thank you guys for all the donations. You guys are awesome. And thanks for coming out and supporting us and watching the show. And thank you all for the kind words.
This is a really, really long thing. 159 pages.
Yeah. That's just 2 questions.
Yeah, right. Trying to get the asshole to pay attention. Thank you guys for all of the concern while I was gone. Sometimes I know that's not normal for me, but I am trying to listen to my body more, Jack. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. It doesn't happen that often. I try my best to update you guys, but doesn't always work. It had been so long this time, Jack. I didn't put a message on YouTube itself.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. But no plans for that to happen again. Although coming up soon, there may be a night or two I take off, Jack. I'll talk to you about it offline. Okay. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, Jack. Pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, take care of yourselves. We love you. Don't forget to check the links for all of our stuff and where you can find us. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll be gone until tomorrow, or maybe the day after, or the day after, or fuck you. Whenever I want to come, I'll do it.
Heard the sun will come out.